Welcome to Faith and Flower. I'm Robin, and today we're in our master bedroom, and I'm showing you how I do our zone cleaning in here. I use the Fly Ladies method for zone cleaning, which basically just means that I have divided our home into 8 different areas, and in each area I try to make sure that I get some deep cleaning done. And this way nothing ever really gets out of hand and I can keep on top of things. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and if you're new, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and let's get started. With zone cleaning, you can either do it all in one day like I'm doing here today, or you can break up your tasks so that you spend about 15 minutes or so each day, and that way by the end of the week you've accomplished everything on your list. And like I said, this time I'm doing it all in one day, and I always like to start working from the top down so that any dust that I knock off will hit the floor and I can vacuum it up at the end. So I'm working on the crown molding, and I'm using my Enviro wand, and that's by Norwex. And I have it on my mop handle. It attaches to that, and that way I can extend it and reach everything. In addition to the crown molding, I make sure that I get all the light fixtures and the vents and things like that, anywhere dust can build up. To dust our ceiling fan, I use the step stool, and then I use the dust mitts, also by Norwex, to clean all of the dust. And I try to do this as carefully as possible because if I'm too rough with a fan, I seem to knock it off balance and then it clicks when it runs. So I'm trying to carefully get the top and the bottom and all around without disturbing it too much. Maintain our fabric shade and our curtains, I just vacuum them, and I find if I do this on a regular basis every 8 weeks or so, I can get any buildup that is caused by dust, and so far I haven't felt the need to dry clean them or wash them, so that saves quite a bit of money. My vacuum even has a setting for drapery so that the suction is a little bit lower, which really helps so it doesn't suck up the fabric and make it difficult. If you have a lower setting on your vacuum, it would help to put it on that when doing your draperies. After I finish vacuuming, I put back on my Norwex dust mitts, and then I just dust the rod because I know that a lot of dust can build up on that. And when I'm finished dusting, I will just sort of rearrange the pleats in the drapery while I'm on the ladder. On all of our furniture, I'm using the method Wood for Good polish. I just use that when I'm doing my zone cleaning, and then for a daily cleaning or my weekly cleaning, I would use the method Wood for Good daily clean or just my dust mitts from Norwex. I talked a little bit about both of the method Wood for Good polish and the daily clean in my June favorites video, so I will link that above if you'd like to check that out. After I finish with the wood polish, I will just put the dust mitts back on and dust everything before I replace it on the dresser. I also like to vacuum our headboard whenever I'm doing our zone cleaning, and ideally this would have been a good idea to do before I started polishing the furniture, but oh well. So if you're wondering what the little basket is in the middle of our bed, I use that to keep our remote controls. We have ones for the TV and also for our bed. It's a sleep number bed, so that both of us can access those. It's nice to keep them in the middle, but what was happening was one of us would roll over during the middle of the night and accidentally turn the TV on, which is just not fun. So putting this little basket there keeps them out of the way, and we haven't had that problem ever since I started using it. I know this sounds really weird. Does anybody else have this problem? Okay, back to dusting and polishing. So if you see me laughing here, it's because my husband came in and he was telling me something so funny, he really had me cracking up. I love that he works from home most of the time, so he can just kind of pop in on me like that, and we can keep each other company through the day. Okay, did any of you guys see that drawer open on its own? It happens all the time. I think we need to put some pads under the front feet because it's probably tilted a little bit forward, but it just seems to happen at random times. I will come and put my husband's clothes away, leave the room, and come back to find the drawer open. For the longest time, it would only happen when I wasn't in the room, so it was a little bit freaky, but now it's happening more frequently, so I think we better do something about it. So for the windows, I'm just going to move this table out of the way so that I can open up the blinds, and I give those a really good dusting with my Norwex dust mitts. I don't clean the windows every time I'm zone cleaning. We just do that a couple times a year. The screens are actually on the insides of the windows, and so there aren't any fingerprints or anything like that, and the outside doesn't need it quite that often, and frankly I'm just not crazy about washing windows, so my husband helps me out whenever we do that, and we usually take a weekend, and it doesn't even really take a weekend, just a Saturday or something, and we knock it out together. To clean this little table, I'm just using my Norwex dust mitts to give it a good dusting first, and then I will go back and spray it with some of the Mrs. Meyer's all-purpose cleaning spray and give it a good wipe down. While the table's out of the way, I decided to go ahead and move the chair so that I can vacuum behind that in a few minutes. While zone cleaning, I want to make sure that I clean out from under the beds really well. I have a couple of these under the bed storage boxes for some picture frames and things that I wasn't quite ready to part with, and so I get those out and dust them, and actually I move them into the bathroom so that when I'm ready to vacuum I can get under the bed really well. And then I just use my Norwex Enviro wand and I go over the baseboards. The last thing I'll do in our bedroom is the vacuuming, and then I will move on to our closet because that's part of the same zone, and I will pretty much do everything that I just did in here and there. So in our closet, I'll just start working my way from the top down, getting all of the dusting done. After I finished dusting, I decided to use some of the Method Wood for Good polish on this cabinetry in the closet as well. last thing to do in here is to vacuum. It may seem like a lot of cleaning to do in one day, so if you prefer to break it up into about 15-minute increments, you can easily get it accomplished in about a week's time. And because you're doing it about every 8 weeks or so, things don't get too dirty and it's not too difficult. I love using the zone cleaning method, and it's just so satisfying when everything's done and you can sit back and sort of admire your nice clean space. So I hope you'll give this idea a try, and if you would like to see more videos, I will link them below so that you can see my zone cleaning playlist. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so I'll know to make more. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you do, hit the bell icon so that you will be alerted to all my new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.